One, two. Dunner McCants, retired Redskin. Now, this is the last part, and probably the most important part of why athletes go broke, in my opinion. Psychologically, looking at and analyzing the black athlete because they don't post white athletes or Latinos. Uh, Depression is probably the number one reason. The psychological downfall of the human is really probably the number one reason why. Now, me personally, considering I like useless facts. I like silly stuff to know. Don't ask me why, just where I am. Before I entered the NFL as I don't say a fan, but a sports athlete. As an athlete, I had already read about concussions. Wasn't necessarily geared towards NFL, but football. Now there is a big issue about it now, in helmets and how they developed, and the big thing what they told us was about not letting your jaw click or breaking your jaw to prevent you from getting knocked out. Already read about it, knew what to expect. Now when you live it and go through it, it's something different. With the short-term memory, the blacking out, the water, feel like water going down your neck and you're sitting still. Um, Being sensitive to light, that's the newest one. That's crazy. Like if I go outside, I feel like somebody has bright light, bright light, bright light, bright light. Um, Read about it. Living it is something else. Psychological side. Make sure I stay on track. Depression. What do I do with myself now that I am no longer playing and on this pedestal? What do I do? I am the number one paid highest athlete. I've had a shoe. I've had commercials. I go everywhere and everybody knows me. My name. Now, I have nothing. What do I do? I see my bank account. I got multi-millions. I'm good. I don't have to work for the rest of my life. But yet, now all of a sudden, I'm just sitting, I'm drinking, I'm popping pills. I got this baby mama bugging me. I got that baby mama bugging me. My financial advisor talking about he still need a check. My agent, I still owe him money. Shoe deal ain't give me everything they said they was gonna give me. They breached that contract. What do I do? I can personally tell you, I went into a slump myself, didn't realize it. And you don't, from my understanding, far as when it comes to depression. But due to the fact that I have been blessed with so many talents, I never sat still. And I never considered myself to be a football player. I played the game. I never considered myself to be a basketball player. I played the game. I always wanted myself to be an intellect and a nerd, personally, because I always felt nerds knew everything, so they would be smarter at the end of the day anyway. So I always tried to study. I always looked up different things, information, tried to talk to as many people as I possibly could, so I wouldn't go down the same path I've seen other guys go. I'll never forget, I met one guy we was in the hood, and he was like, hey, you following after so-and-so. And I'm like, why is he here if he played for Miami for 5 years? He was back living with his mother. My goal when I left my mother's house was never to come back to my mother's house, and that was 18. So, that being said, depression is probably the main thing on why most of these athletes go broke. So now when I'm depressed, I have nothing to do. What do? I spend money. I find more women. I try to fill that void that's missing. That lifestyle. With myself, I never liked the lifestyle. Hanging out 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning for what? Really don't drink. Really don't do drugs. Well, definitely don't do drugs. But like, it's just like what is it? What do I do? What am I getting out of this? The way I feel, if it's not productive, I'm not doing it. I understand hanging out with my teammates, so I did it. Hung out, glass, drink here, tricked off just a little bit every now and again. But it was like, what? I'd rather start a scholarship. I'd rather get this money to some kids who need to go to college. They know I'm talking to. That's what I did with my money. But like I said, everybody has a different reason. Everybody has a different thought process and how they were raised. So that being said, knowing where some of these guys come from, what do? I've been praised since the age of 8 years old for playing basketball. I've been praised since the age of 8 years old for playing football. Now I have nothing. I have all this money and I'm by myself because now I'm not on TV. Now I don't have a shoe deal. Now I really can't pay for everybody to get in the club. So guess what? Nobody really wants to hang with me like they was before. This $13 million house, mortgage due. Bad economy, nobody can pick the tab up, so I can't make my money out. So now this $9 million house is down to 3. All these play major factors. People start to see that decline and don't realize they in the storm. Depression. I read about it before I got to the league. 90% of athletes go through at least 3 years of depression. At least 3. And then now with the concussions and everything, it may be even worse because they're not completely there because of the banging of the head. I believe, you can probably look it up, correct me if I'm wrong, the last 4 guys to commit suicide all shot themselves in the chest. They knew something wasn't wrong with their heads. And that's for the NFL. They knew something wasn't right. Depression. That what needs to be analyzed. It needs to be almost like a post-athletic. It's something what they do for the military. I mean, that's a whole nother story. I'm not going to get into that. But it needs to be like a post-depression counseling. Because they give it to us. They said, okay, prepare for your second career. Prepare for your next life. Some people don't think it's going to end. Oh, that's not going to happen to me. You can hear that over and over. Oh, yeah, I'm going to smash. No, that ain't my baby. She ain't going to have my baby. No, I'm going to go smoke this. No, it ain't going to happen to me. With that attitude, you get a certain result. With that mindset, you get a certain result. Spend $1 million in a weekend. Oh, that's nothing, cuz I got $10 million coming next. Never know when that rain gonna fall. So in my opinion, the last part, the most major part on why these athletes going broke, depression. What else do I do? Some of them just don't know what else to do. You wonder why guys play football and box for 20 and 30 years and know good and well they shouldn't be on the field or on the court or whatever. They have nothing else to do. They don't know what else to do. And like I say, once again, this is just my opinion. Because if they did, I really believe they would. Some of these boxers can't speak anymore. And you don't think they can hear it or want, man, I know I can't speak, but I gotta make this money, I gotta pay this baby mama, I gotta pay this, I gotta pay that. Only way I know how to make money is with these. Only way I know how to make money is if I'm on that field. Only way I know how to make money if I'm on that court. And then of course you got the stupid ones who never lead a life alone and still selling drugs even though they're making 100,000. They figure I can flip this and not get caught. Alright, so I'm in with that. I think that's the last part of why I think athletes go broke is mainly depression. Not knowing what to do with themselves.